This is the Nikon Zf, a 24.5 megapixel full frame camera with 5-axis in-body stabilization, burst modes up to 14 frames per second, and it is pretty much retro style. I've had it now for 3 months, and in this episode I'm going to share with you not only my thoughts, why I bought it, how it performs, and more importantly, maybe this is for you. And if you already have a ZV, leave your experiences down in the comments below. So why the Nikon ZV? Well, in previous episodes, if you're new to the channel, I basically had a Leica M camera, a rangefinder camera. I didn't like how that actually handled in all. The rangefinder wasn't for me, but I do love shooting with analog lenses. And the ZV seemed to me at the time perfect companion to basically use my Leica M lenses in this little body. This is built like a tank. Yeah, so one of the things that really surprised me about the camera is the build quality. And I think you should listen to this, what kind of sounds this camera makes. It's a bit of an ASMR. The finishing The finishing is absolutely fantastic on this camera. This is a robust camera, but by no means is this camera light. It comes in at roughly 700 grams, or I think it's 1.3 pounds. So it definitely is heavier than most modern full frame cameras. Additionally, the ergonomics here, as this camera is pretty much loosely styled on classic analog cameras, there's not much of a grip. So that's one of the things that I had to buy additional, but later on in the video, more about this. My first experiences are basically, I'm the Nikon novice. Despite owning a D90, you can see the episode here, there's quite a few things I had to get used to as a new shooter. First of all, the Nikon menu, which took me quite a bit of time to find my way through because it is fundamentally different to anything I have with Nikon. I really had to kind of find my way here. I guess that's new, but let me know in the comments below. One little detail I absolutely appreciated in a Nikon, if you change your lens, you just put it a quarter to my left and a quarter in. I think this is the most logical way to change your lens. It's a very small thing, it's a very small detail, but to me, it was like, oh, that's handy. I don't stand like I normally do. Do you have the same? Let me know in the comments below. I think nowadays with modern cameras, doesn't matter which brand you have, autofocus is just absolutely incredible on this camera. It's really, really good. And then there's the colors coming out of it. Color science, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, sure, you still have to edit a bit, but I think the options they have built into the camera are great. I don't like these poppy things they have, but then you go into the, I think is the Nikon imaging cloud or whatever it's called, and you see a lot of different, almost like Fujifilm recipes. And I think that's a big selling point in modern day cameras. Fuji is not the only one out there anymore. It's Nikon, it's Lumix. You see in Leica, they have different color overlays. So I think that is great for us who like to shoot JPEG. Now, one other thing I noticed is here when you press on the shutter, you don't have the half press, and I can't seem to find it in the menu system either. So if you know how to do this, let me know, because often once you push in the shutter, immediate. Let me know how I do this, because that's, I'm the Nikon novice here. So it's basically finding my way in the first, I think, month and a half. The shooting experience and also lenses are kind of an important thing for this video, because I originally bought it for manual focus, right? So shooting manual is an absolute joy. And for manual, for me, it's not like the rangefinder, because once you line up the rangefinder, you really have it in focus. Over here, of course, is like a 95 hit rate, but you can do so much. One of the things that I really enjoy is you can actually add your lens data in manual lenses. And so it takes all the data basically. If they're coded, at least you can find it back in Lightroom. But the great thing is, if you change your aperture, you can also change your aperture in the menu system. So you get all the XF data, which I like. I think the zone focusing, what they have, and also the way how you focus manually, it is exactly what I wanted. But that said, I also bought two autofocus lenses, the 40mm f2 and the 24 to 70 SF4. And shooting with those lenses, it made me realize a few things. The 40mm, if you've seen the previous episode here, you know what my three focal lengths are. I really like that lens, but it's a bit on the soft side. The 24 to 70 f4, on the other hand, is an incredibly cheap lens, incredibly cheap, but my God, it delivers bang for its buck. It's tack sharp, it really is good. So I started fiddling around with it, And I have to say that Nikon itself provides a very nice experience, but there is one big drawback, and that is the weight of the camera, 700, and then having the 24 to 70 on it, that really provides, ooh, that is tough, people. That is really tough. It's a heavy carry, and you do need a little grip. And even with that grip, I don't always find it that comfortable. With the manual focus lenses and the 40mm, it's okay, but if you're using bigger Nikon primes or zooms, I'm not so sure this is the best camera for it. So if we look at autofocus on this camera, is great. Manual focus and autofocus, depending on how you calibrate your camera, you can have this in one. So even when you touch the manual zoom ring, when you're in autofocus, it immediately picks it up, which at times is annoying. But overall, I think this is pretty nice. I think the autofocus is very good for photography. I love it. For videography, I don't use the camera for that. Z6, I think it's a Z6 Mark II, which is pretty much identical in terms of specs to the Zf. Yeah, if you're shooting with bigger lenses and you don't care about the, let's say, aesthetics or design language, I would always go for the Z6 Mark II or another Nikon with a bigger grip. Another thing is the battery life. The battery life on this camera is amazing. I'm really always surprised. I can easily go out a day shooting and I don't need a replacement. Same as on the D90. Really good battery life. That kind of adds into the experience as well. Now, in terms of accessories, I only have the grip. I don't even have an additional battery. I do have the flash, the Godox i32, little receiver. You can just clip it on and off. There's an episode on that one coming on. It's a fantastic flash. Then I have an adapter for the Leica M. So I think, in terms of accessories, the only thing I would do is a decent grip, and I haven't seen decent grips out there. My Lumix S9, when we're recording on, has a similar problem. Sirio had a fantastic grip for that, but they don't have it for the Nikon Zf, unfortunately. Now let's talk about one of the last subjects here is the workflow. And that's where I'm like, yeah, I love the Nikon image bridge. It works fast. It's easy to set up. You have various different film sims you can get out of the Nikon Cloud. If you register, it's all for free. So I think when you look at this camera here, and that's basically the conclusion, I think this is a great camera. A great camera. If you're a manual shooter like me, you don't mind the weight. I think the autofocus is great on this camera. And yet I'm not sure I will be owning it for longer than a year. So I'm going to take it a year with me and then we'll see what I really think of it. So that's it for today, guys.